In today's video, I'll show you the picture book The Foxy Socks by Julia Donaldson. I'll tell you how you can use it with the ChessBook teaching, which is one of the teaching strategies for young language learning, where we create social games for kids, or if you prefer, easy English games. At the end, of course, the picture book story is used to practice verbal communication. I'm Mia from Cool School. It's a language school where we use picture books and do storytelling for kids to create a quality learning environment. Today, I'll do that with the picture book The Foxy Socks by Julia Donaldson. The series of videos will follow this one, but more about that later. By using flashcards for kids, we'll create active and student-centered learning, which is, of course, gamified learning. With The Foxy Socks by Julia Donaldson, we'll enable active learning through gamification. We will also talk how the plot can be used with young English learners by creating the problem-based task, and of course, what topics are covered in the story. We'll also talk about what English grammar can be explained by using this particular book. I'll tell you about gamified learning activities that are tailored from this story and how can they enable social games for children, which also enhance collaboration. And if you stick to the end, I'll tell you where you can get more teaching ideas and learn more about ChessBook teaching. Let's get to it. The story is plainly simple. One day, a fox wakes up and walks around the house to find the missing clothes. At the end, he finds his clothes. The story in itself is boring, to be honest. However, the action lies within the lift-up furniture underneath which the missing pieces of clothing can be found. Quite engaging for youngsters. But if you want to use the picture book The Foxy Socks by Julia Donaldson for language learning, then quite some tailoring needs to be done in order to meet the needs. And then it becomes a great picture book. For starters, the story needs a better structure to have all the necessary parts to make a good storytelling for kids material. When I read the picture book, the first question that popped into my mind was, why on earth does he need to dress up at all? He could easily stay in bed and have a nice, relaxing morning. The fox doesn't really have a want. Let's make up one. How about it's winter and the fox meets up with his friend in an hour? That is indeed a good enough reason to get out of the bed, get dressed, and get out. Rather sooner than later. Not only to be there on time, but also not to be cold because it's winter. See? With that, we provided the want and the opening. The progress, the conflict, and the resolution are already there in the story, brilliantly laid out for us. With the flip-up parts that the book provides, children can easily be engaged into storytelling themselves and become active participants. Then we come to the end of the story and the end is missing. A simple one can do like, and he walked out into the freezing winter to meet his friend, but he was not cold. The book provides good basis for problem-based activities. They, for example, can solve the problem where the clothes are and which ones are needed to be put on to get out into the cold. See? We instantly have a problem that can be personalized. What do we need to get out of the house? The picture book also provides other opportunities for gamified learning. Children can play, let's see who finds the clothes and dresses up first. To meet all the gamified points that the gamified activity provides, they of course need to name the parts of clothing they find. It goes without saying that the clothes are scattered around the room and hidden somewhere. All these activities are very effective teaching strategies because they provide good opportunity to practice communication skills, effective communication, and by using flashcards, we can create excellent tactile games for English grammar learning. About flashcard games in a minute. With all those mentioned activities, children are constantly in a role of active learners and therefore engaged and motivated. So, what English grammar learning games can we tailor from the picture book The Fox's Socks by Julia Donaldson? The use of articles, for sure. The clothes are a good example of items that can appear in pairs and therefore we do not use any articles, like socks and those who cover only one part of the body and therefore we need to use an article like a pullover. It is therefore very easy to explain to young learners when we do need to use the articles and when we do not need to use them. Apart from plural and articles, The Foxy Socks by Julia Donaldson provides another grammar example we can address with young learners. The location, namely, where are the clothes and where do we put them on our body? This way, children easily learn prepositions through action. Moreover, there is this excellent game we all know of, memory game. But this one is tailored in such a way that it addresses not only the articles, but also the verb be. Of course, it is all wrapped up in a sentence so that children can practice the word order. I will publish them in the Fox's Socks playlist. That's why you shouldn't forget to subscribe to my channel to be notified when they're out. In the videos that follow, I will address all these grammar activities separately. A word about the topics that are covered in the picture book The Foxy Socks by Julia Donaldson. Through story-based teaching and while playing gamified activities, children use mixed vocabulary from the topics covering clothes, furniture, rooms, and body parts. All this vocabulary is logically connected with divergent and convergent associations, and thus they empower memorization. Illustrations are made by Alex Scheffler. They're quite colorful and clear, and thus can be used very well as children's dictionary. As I have promised, you will get the mentioned gamified activities in the following videos. Just make sure that you are subscribed to this channel to be notified when they come out and that you won't miss anything. And please, if you're finding this picture book presentation useful, say thank you by hitting the like button. Apart from a thank you showing me that you appreciate what I am doing, you also indicate to YouTube what you like, and you'll therefore be offered similar material by YouTube. Don't forget to sneak a peek in the descriptions below, where you'll find useful links to a free PDF, where you'll get downloadable material for creating a project based on a picture book, How to Catch a Falling Star by Heidi and Daniel Howarth. You'll also find the links to all of our courses, including the free PBA mini course that gives you the insight into ChessBook teaching problem-based learning. And of course, the links where you can buy the book The Foxy Socks by Julia Donaldson. That's it for today. Like, subscribe, and see you in the next video.